Be happy, be healthy, be your best. Be your best. Be happy.
Let's talk today about motivation. I guess I'm just going to tell you right at the get go. We're going to talk about motivation, but you've got to know right up front that a lot of times when you need it, motivation isn't there. And so when motivation isn't there, you just got to do it anyway. There's different states that you can be in when you're working with motivation. And there's like the comfort zone is the first one of them. And so the comfort zone is where you're comfortable. It may not even be a great place for you to hang out, but it's something that you've learned, it's that you've accumulated over a lifetime. Usually, the comfort zone is just where you're very, very familiar. You may not even like it, but you stay because it's comfortable. It minimizes stress. It just keeps in challenge at bay. Change and challenge. It's predictable, it's controllable, it's expected, it's manageable. It's a very comfortable place. But unfortunately, if you stay in the comfort zone all the time, you're not going to achieve a lot of things in life that you want to achieve. So, what are the benefits and the limitations of staying in the comfort zone? Well, it feels safe. It reduces insecurity. It has the illusion of stability. The risks of it are stagnation, a sense of stagnation. It limits your personal growth. It's a very unsatisfactory place to stay in life in general. And then you're going to miss out on opportunities and adventures. And it can feel like life is just passing you by. And that's really a state that is just really not one that's going to bring a lot of happiness and joy. Now, beyond the comfort zone is the fear zone. The fear zone, the common triggers for the fear zone are fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of negative outcomes. There's the impact of fear, which is emotional paralysis. Have you ever had it where you're trying to consider something and you haven't so much fear that you literally get to the point that you can't even think about it? Okay, that's emotional paralysis. And then what can happen is just the complete avoidance of taking risks or even trying new things when somebody is in the fear zone. So, what impact does staying in the fear zone have on people? It can make it where you avoid taking any actions that can lead to success in something that you'd really like to do. Fear diminishes self confidence. It can limit your ability to pursue personal and career goals. And then you won't want to face challenges. You won't want to face challenges that are necessary for growth, for achievement in all the different areas of your life. So, what are some strategies for overcoming the fear zone? Well, gradually facing fears can help reduce anxiety and build confidence over time. Using encouraging internal dialogue that can help you to start having resilience and more of a positive mindset over the things that you're having fear about. Getting help from friends, or even if some people have had experiences in life that makes it where getting some professional help temporarily can help get them through that fear zone. They can get some guidance and they can get emotional relief. And then setting achievable goals, breaking down the things that you want to do into little small goals that can help keep a little bit of motivation going and you're able to track progress. So then there's the learning zone. When somebody's decided to move out of the comfort zone and they're getting through the fear zone, then they enter into the learning zone. The key factors of the learning zone are baby steps, new and more challenging experiences, even 15 minutes a day, just 15 minutes a day. When you've gone past the comfort and the fear zone and you dedicate 15 minutes a day, can really accomplish some really satisfying changes in your life and have you try things and succeed at things that you never would have thought you could have done when you were staying in the comfort zone or the fear zone. So, uncertainty, facing uncertainty head on, Come up with a simple plan and dedicate 15 minutes a day to that new plan. And then practice, practice, practice. Make things a habit. Make that 15 minutes a day a habit and dedicate it to the things that cause you a little bit of discomfort, and you can expand your personal universe. Literally, you can start finding yourself where you're no longer wanting to stay stuck in that comfort zone or in the fear zone, because now you're learning, and that gets you a little bit excited, and that's where you will have some motivation in order to do what you need to do. So, why does stepping into the learning zone result in growth? Well, you'll develop more resilience, you'll be more adaptable, you'll start to view mistakes not as a negative failure, but as an opportunity for learning, for growth, an opportunity to see how you can achieve your goals. And then, really, you need resilience and creativity. Mistakes can foster resilience and also creativity. And that in itself is a really good achievement. So, practical ways to stay in the learning zone: by adopting a growth mindset, it fosters openness to challenges and continual improvement in learning. Setting continuous learning goals, setting ongoing goals that help you maintain your focus and motivation in the things that you're learning about. Looking for feedback from friends, from family, from different people on insights on your own personal growth and skill enhancement. And then you really, in the learning zone, have to embrace discomfort. Embracing discomfort encourages stepping outside that first comfort zone, and it's essential for learning and growth. And I know from personal experience, at times you can be in all of these phases at the same time. You can have one area that you're just trying to stay comfortable because you're afraid, and then you have another area that you're learning and getting excited. And so sometimes these things can kind of overlap. So taking a step back and kind of being a reporter on where you are with things can help you get to the point where you're like, oh, wow, I am in my comfort zone and my fear zone with this. I got to step outside of those, and I need to go ahead with what I'm learning. So that's where the self-talk and just the self-examination really can help you to bridge through these different areas and on the road to success. So wow, here we are. The next one, here's the big one, the growth zone. You ready? Okay. So the characteristics of being in the growth zone: you're starting to trust your ability and your intuition. You're mastering the skill of problem solving, and you're facing it with curiosity and anticipation rather than stepping back because you're afraid. Your emotions are developing the skill of empathy and understanding, not only for yourself, but for other people. This is a big step in growth. It allows you to expand and see things rather than just being stuck in your own comfort, fear, control sphere. And then you start taking a proactive approach. You're developing a positive mindset that seizes challenges and opportunities with a sense of adventure and really taking satisfaction as you make accomplishments along the way. So, what are the long term benefits? Personal fulfillment, problem solving abilities, leadership qualities, adaptability to change. Sit down and just kind of make a list of how many areas in your life do you want more fulfillment? Do you want to solve a problem in? Do you want to be able to encourage and take the lead in helping other people with that problem? And areas that you see that you just need to be more adaptable to change. So, tips for sustaining that growth: yes, set ambitious goals. Make your goals big. And I don't mean goals that are big, that are non attainable. The ones that, okay, I'll give you an example. I'm going to lose 20 pounds in the next week. Maybe you need to lose 20 pounds. I know I need to lose a few pounds, but setting a goal that you're going to lose 20 pounds in the next week, that's not attainable. That's not what we mean by big goals. Big goals are where it's something that you know it's going to take a time period and steps of development in order to get to it and achieve it. And there really isn't much that you can achieve in life if you set the goal and take steps towards it. Look yourself in the mirror daily and commend yourself for what you've done and do honest evaluations of what you need to improve in. I know it sounds weird, but looking at yourself in the mirror and actually doing an evaluation, it just has a really powerful impact. Try it. You'll see what I mean. One of my mentors that I just really admire and helped me to start on this road was Mel Robbins, who recommended that you high five yourself in the mirror every day. And why? Because a high five always has a positive connotation. You don't have people high fiving each other for a negativity. So she has a whole book on the high five habit. It's actually it's a good read. It's worth reading because it helps you get where you high five yourself. And if you're in the comfort zone, you're in the fear zone, just starting in the learning zone, you actually high five yourself into acting and getting to the point where you're in the growth zone. So the high five habit by Mel Robbins, it's available on Amazon. It's also in Audible. I highly recommend reading that book. It can be a real motivator for when you're setting goals and wanting to accomplish things. And then embrace new things on a regular basis and keep developing trustworthy, supportive relationships. Some of you are going to have people in your life that every time you want to start or do something new, they're just downers. They are immediately telling you, you're too old, you're too fat, you're not smart enough, it's not achievable, you're not going to be able to do it. And before you can even get to that positive state of starting, you've just been squashed down. Sometimes you have to take a look at things like that and make sure that you're actually turning to trustworthy, supportive people, and maybe not talking to the other people that have a tendency, maybe they aren't achieving goals in their own life, so they just tend to squash people that want to set goals. So taking a look at your relationships and making sure that you have some trustworthy, supporting relationships. So remember, there's 4 zones. The comfort zone, where there's a sense of control, you feel unchallenged, low risk, low reward, and low satisfaction. The fear zone, fear of the unknown, focus on obstacles, complaining frequently, worried about others' opinions, low self-confidence, frequently making excuses for everything. The learning zone, new skills, acting despite fear, gaining confidence, seeing opportunities, facing challenges, increasing knowledge to act upon. And then Wahoo, the sweet spot, the growth zone, mastering new skills, being curious, pursuing learning and achieving new skills, setting ambitious goals, regularly feeling accomplishment in your life, conquering objectives when there's obstacles, staying challenged, and embracing the unknown with enthusiasm. This is the goal, to get to the sweet spot. And remember, you can at times with different projects, different goals, and different circumstances be in all of the zones at the same time. So regularly analyzing and seeing how you can challenge yourself this way can really make it where you can set goals over the next year and you can actually find yourself achieving them and having a really, really good sense of satisfaction.